A beer. You need a beer. Put that lip down. Quit putting that lip up.
Which brings me to the current situation.
The current situation. Yeah, what is it?
A little bit about what's going on.
What's going on? What's going on there, Shy-Time Boy?
Right now, Congress is in the middle of a budget debate. Now, there's nothing new about that. You know, every year, Congress got to pass a budget. And
yeah, you guys all got to get up there and play the part. Make you look like you're doing something.
But right now, our recovery still needs to build more strength. So it's important that we get it right in Washington.
Get it right.
Our success as a country is ultimately going to depend on great businesses like Ford, hard workers like you. Government has to do some things.
Yeah, like
Congress
quit.
has to pass a budget to make sure our education system works and prepares our kids
to be good slaves.
And our workers for the global economy.
The global economy. Whoa, the New World Order.
Reports. Government's got to be involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to have scientific research and development. I was looking at all these newfangled pieces of equipment here. You know, some of the things that allowed the efficiencies of this plant originated in laboratories and scientists doing work on the government's dime. That's how we always maintain.
On the government's time, everything's the government. It belongs to us, the people. You don't own nothing, my friend. You don't own our land. You don't own our water. You don't own nothing. It belongs to the people.
When people tell you somehow government is irrelevant.
It is.
No, everything we do has some connection to making sure that we collectively, as a democracy, are making some smart investments in the future.
Yeah, your future.
That's how it's always been.
No, that ain't the way it should be. It belongs to us. It ain't the government's.
What Congress is doing right now is important. Unfortunately, right now the debate that's going on in Congress is not meeting the test of helping middle-class families.
Oh, yeah, according to you.
It's just, they're not focused on you.
You aren't either.
They're focused on politics.
Yeah, that's it.
They're focused on
the government, what we can steal.
Trying to mess with me.
Mess with you. Somebody needs to mess with you.
They're not focused on you.
Come on, Obama. Come on, buddy. Let's go have a beer and talk about this. Come on, bud.
So there are two deadlines coming up.
Oh, peace.
Has to meet.
Oh, they have to meet it. Shut the government down and pass Obamacare.
They have to meet two deadlines, and they're coming up pretty quick.
Yeah, what is that?
The first deadline. The most basic constitutional duty Congress has is to pass a budget.
Yeah.
Congress 101.
Yeah.
If they don't pass a budget by September 30th,
yeah.
The 20th. All right, so if Congress doesn't pass a budget in 10 days, a week from Monday, the government will shut down. The government shutdown shuts down many services that the American people rely on. This is not abstract. Hundreds of thousands of Americans will not be allowed to go to work.
Huh?
Our men and women in uniform, even those deployed overseas, won't get their paychecks on time.
Huh.
Small businesses, they won't get their loans processed.
Huh.
Now, none of that has to happen as long as Congress passes a budget. Number one, passing a budget. Number two, in the next few weeks, Congress must vote to allow the Department of the Treasury to pay America's bills. All right? Our Treasury Department...
America's bills? You mean your bills?
We take in money and we pay it. Right? Real simple.
No, it's called enslavement and the banks rule.
With a simple, routine vote to raise what's called the debt ceiling.
Debt ceiling, yeah, to endless.
If you raise the debt ceiling, America can't pay its bills.
Right.
Since the 1950s, Congress has always passed it. Every president has signed it. Democrats, Republicans, Ronald Reagan,
How did Ronald Reagan get in here?
Lyndon Johnson. It doesn't matter. This is just a routine thing that you got to do so that Treasury can pay the bills. If Congress
With phony notes. There is no such thing as
in
money.
the next few weeks, the United States will default on its obligations.
Huh.
That's never happened in American history. Basically, America becomes a deadbeat.
Well, you are a deadbeat government.
If the world sees America not paying its bills,
Yeah, what?
then they will not buy debt, treasury bills, from the United States, or if they do, they'll do it at much higher interest rates. That means somebody wanting to buy an F-150 will have to pay much higher interest rates eventually, which means you will sell less cars. That's just one example of how profoundly destructive this could be.
Oh,
This is not some
baloney.
abstract thing. And this is important. Raising the debt ceiling is not the same as approving more spending. Any more than making your monthly payments adds to the total cost of your truck. You don't say, well, I'm not going to pay my bill, my note for my truck because I'm going to save money. No, you're not saving money. You already bought the truck, right? You have to pay the bills. You are not.
You have to pay the bill?
Money. You might have decided at the front end not to buy the truck, but once you bought the truck, you can't say you're saving money just by not paying the bill.
Sounds like a lawyer to me.
Does that make sense?
No. Sounds like bank stuff to me.
So raising the debt ceiling, it doesn't cost a dime. It does not add a penny to our deficits. All it says is
We can spend more.
for what Congress already said we're spending money on. If you don't do it, we could have another financial crisis. And the fact is, I know a lot of people are concerned about deficits. Our deficits are now coming down so quickly, but that by the end of this year, we will have cut them in more than half since I took office.
You ain't buying this, are you, friends? How in the world can we're trillions of dollars in debt. How can he be telling this lie? Come on, friends.
So I just want to break this down one more time. I go into a Ford dealership, drive off with a new F-150. Unless I pay cash, I still got to pay for it each month.
Who should get that cash?
I can't just say, I'm not going to make my car payment this month. That's what Congress is threatening to do. Just saying, I'm not going to pay the bills.
So?
There are consequences to that.
What?
The bill collector starts calling you.
What bill collectors?
Right?
China?
Your credit goes south,
Yeah.
and you got all kinds of problems.
Huh.
Same is true for a country. So, if we don't raise the debt ceiling, we're deadbeats.
Well, that's your word. I'll give you a deadbeat. Let's go have that beer,
We
Obama.
would send our economy into a tailspin. That's a quote, by the way, what I just said. You know who said it? The Republican Speaker of the House, John Boehner. The Republican Speaker has said if we don't pay our bills, we'll have an economic tailspin. So this is not just my opinion, this is everybody's opinion. All right. Why haven't we already gotten it done if it's such a simple thing? Everybody's nodding. They're all like, yeah, why didn't we already get this done? Democrats and some reasonable Republicans in Congress are willing to raise the debt ceiling and pass a sensible budget. And I want to work with Democrats and Republicans to do just that. Claire McCaskill, she's ready to do it. Congressman Cleaver, he's ready to do it.
Sure, they're willing to do it. That's what the bank want them to do.
Debt ceiling, we can get back to focusing on growing this economy and creating
You're talking, yeah, whatever.
all the things we got to do.
Oh, whatever. I've heard this song forever.
There's a faction on the far right of the Republican Party right now. It's not everybody, but it's a pretty big faction who convinced their leadership to threaten a government shutdown
Yeah.
and potentially threaten to not raise the debt ceiling
Right.
if they can't shut off the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare.
See. I knew it was coming to that.
They're not talking now about, spending cuts. They're not talking about
Yeah.
entitlement reform. They're not talking about any of that. Now they're talking about something that has nothing to do with the budget. Right? They're actually willing to plunge America into default if we can't defund the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah, I wonder about that. I wonder why,
Now, let's
Obama.
put this in perspective. The Affordable Care Act has been in the law for 3.5 years. It passed both houses of Congress. Supreme Court ruled it constitutional. It was an issue in last year's elections. The guy who was running against me said he was going to repeal it. We won.
You won? You think? You mean you stole it? Who are you? Who are you?
So,
this is getting long.
Clear on this. And then
It's going to be a long video.
In Congress, they've tried to repeal or sabotage this more than 40 times. They've had these repeal votes.
Yeah.
Every time they fail. This law that is in place is already providing people benefits. It's not holding back economic growth. It's helping millions of Americans, including some of you or your family members that you may not be aware of.
Yeah, the IRS with guns. Make sure you do it.
Insurance plan, somebody's raising their hand right here, until they're 26 because of the Affordable Care Act.
I ain't buying it.
Which is one of the main reasons why the number of uninsured among young people has gone down over the last 3 years.
Gosh,
Seniors,
come on.
They are benefiting right now from discounted prescription drug costs because of the law. If you've got health insurance, insurance companies can't impose lifetime limits on it. They can't use the fine print not to pay if you get sick. Insurance companies have to spend 80% of your premiums on your health care, not on administrative costs and CEO bonuses. Those are happening right now.
Well, then why do we have to pass it?
And healthcare costs have actually increased at the slowest rate in 50 years. So this is helping to reduce healthcare costs across the economy.
Why are hospitals saying they're going to have to lay a whole bunch of people off because of this Obamacare? It's been in the newspapers.
Finally, starting on October 1st.
Oh, here we go.
It's going to help millions of more people. People who don't have health insurance right now, what it's going to do is we're going to set up pools so that just like a worker at Ford can benefit from good insurance rates because you got a lot of workers in one big pool, now people who don't have the good fortune to work at a big company like Ford, they can also get a good deal. Now, that's what they're fighting for. They want to repeal all that, and they're saying we're going to hold our breath, and if you don't repeal it, which I've already said I'm not going to do, we're going to send the economy into default. They will
blah blah
send the
blah.
economy into a tailspin, just like Speaker Boehner said.
Blah blah blah.
They want to threaten default just to make sure that tens of millions of Americans continue not to have health care.
You reckon? What happened to the thing we were going to have the same thing you guys got?
Defunding affordable health care would rob 25 million Americans of the chance to get health care coverage. It would cut basic health care services for tens of millions of seniors on Medicare already. That's what House Republicans are fighting for. And now they've gone beyond just holding Congress hostage, they're holding the whole country hostage.
You reckon?
One Republican senator called shutting down the government over the Affordable Care Act the dumbest idea I've ever heard. I agree with him. But that's the strategy they're pursuing. House of Representatives just voted on it today. Now, I tell you what, Missouri. The American people have worked too hard for too long, digging out of a real crisis just to let politicians in Washington cause another crisis.
So what are you going to do?
This is the United States of America. We're not some banana republic. This is not a deadbeat nation. We don't run out on our tab. We're the world's bedrock investment. The entire world looks to us